Welcome to the end of 2018, everyone. This is my friend, Hunter.
Hello.
He works at a movie theater. He's a movie expert, I would say.
I would agree.
I invited him to come on my channel where we've compiled a list of our top 10 best movies of 2018 that we're going to share with you. First off, we're going to say our honorable mentions. Then he's going to do his 10 through 6. I'm going to do my 10 through 6. He's going to do his 5 through 2. I'll do my 5 through 2. His 1, my 1. If he has a movie, or if I have a movie that's higher up on my list, I'm going to tell him to hold off, and then we can talk about it. Whoever has it higher can talk about it the most. So, without further ado, what are your honorable mentions of 2018? Movies that couldn't quite get to the top 10, but were still good.
Yeah, still good movies. First one, Leave No Trace. It's a good movie, you know. But
I watched that with him.
Yes, we did. Another one, mid-90s. Watch it again. Really good movie. Good movie. Just couldn't sneak in. The other one, Mission Impossible Fallout. It was a really good movie. I couldn't justify it being in the top 10. And then Creed 2. Creed 2, great boxing movie. Not a movie for everyone though, but still a good movie. So those are my honorable mentions.
Very good choices.
Thank you.
So let's see here. Mine, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was a really good Marvel movie. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think it was better than the first Ant-Man, which I still really liked. Mandy, you guys can check out my review of Mandy. That movie, so visually stunning. Did you see it?
I did not.
Okay. Probably the most beautiful movie of 2018. Couldn't get it on the best of 2018 though. Let's see here. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Good. Fair.
Queen biopic. And the new Bandersnatch Black Mirror movie. I thought it had a great concept to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to revolutionize.
That would be my number 5 for sure. I mean, that was really mind-boggling. It's different for everyone.
Number 5 honorable mention.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, really good movie. It just came out though, so I just couldn't put it on there.
Okay, maybe you need more time to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, anyway.
Okay, so Hunter's going to give his number 10. Starting us off.
So, my number 10 is Sorry to Bother You.
Ooh, that's one we can talk about quite a bit. We're not going to spoil anything though.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one of those movies you don't want to be spoiled. Like, you want to watch it before it gets spoiled. I mean, it's kind of one of those movies that's kind of just way out of there. Like, you don't expect the twist that happens to happen, and...
Yeah, I never saw the twist of that movie coming at all.
No.
And there's so much to talk about in that movie too.
For sure.
So many, so much symbolism and like metaphors for the world we're living in.
I know there really is.
Yep.
But I don't want to spoil anything.
That's not a movie for everybody.
Yeah,
that's for
sure. It's definitely way out there. It's not like a movie I would recommend watching with your children or anything like that.
Yeah.
But still, good movie. Definitely recommend it.
Yep. Okay. Number 9.
My number 9 is A Star Is Born.
Okay.
I watched that with my mom, actually. Shout out to my mom. It was a good movie. It was well put together. It had a lot of good music in there. I know there's a older version of it, but this had some newer songs. Lady Gaga did a great job. Bradley Cooper as well. He had really good acting in it. I just, really enjoyed it overall.
Okay. I didn't see it. I have seen the original. Yeah. You guys can check out my review of that right here. I'll put the link in the description.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say about that one.
Okay. Number 8. I'm not looking. We don't know each other's list, by the way.
Correct. Next is Outlaw King, which is on Netflix.
I just watched that last night.
Okay. Did it make it in your top 10?
It did not.
Okay.
But it's still a really good movie.
Still a good movie. I really love the medieval, lore and everything. So I really enjoyed watching the movie.
Basically Braveheart 2.
Correct. It was a really good movie. It made me want to watch more medieval stuff. I went and watched some shows on Netflix and stuff that was about that medieval time again. So really enjoyed that movie.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like a lot of times it tried to be too much like Braveheart, and it got too wrapped up in the politics a little bit too much, and it dragged the story down. But I still really liked the story and the battle scenes.
Yeah, I mean, the final battle scene was amazing. Like, great strategy, like the people stuff. I mean, it was a great movie for sure.
Yeah, the last, I would say 30 or 40 minutes are easily the best.
Oh, for sure. It was a little slow at the beginning, but, some movies have to be like that to set up the end of it and have a good ending, so.
Yep.
All right.
That was number 7, right?
That was number 8.
Okay, so number 7.
Number 7. This movie, another movie that's just way out there. Annihilation.
Oh man, that's higher up. That's higher up for me. Let's wait. We'll wait to talk about that one.
Okay. Well, glad I made your list though. Annihilation, really good movie. Definitely check it out if you like, having your mind just kind of be confused.
Yep. Number six.
Number six is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that came out right around Christmas. He has not watched it.
I have not seen it.
He is a scrub. But I mean, great movie. It makes you feel like you're reading a comic book again. So I mean, if anyone that loves comics, it just makes you feel like you're back into that time of reading comics. Great soundtrack, great visuals. The visuals are amazing. Good story as well. So yeah, I really loved it, especially being Spider-Man's my favorite character in the Marvel universe.
There he is, right there.
So for sure, I mean, just being able to see more Spider-Man and the people around him, it's really, really awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So that's my 6 through 10. It's now your turn.
Okay, so my number 10, A Quiet Place.
Okay.
Is that higher up for you?
That's higher up for me.
Okay, I'll hold off. I had a feeling it would be.
Yep.
Love that movie. We're going to talk about it when we get to it on Hunter's list.
Number 10.
Number 10. I know.
Okay.
So, number 9, Incredibles 2.
Okay. Did not make my list.
Okay, all right. Okay. The Incredibles is one of my favorite movies ever. Not just animated movies or Pixar movies. It's one of my favorite movies ever made. Okay. So I had really high expectations going into Incredibles 2. And I don't think it's as good at all as the first one.
Oh, no, not at all.
But it's still such a fun movie.
It's a solid movie for sure. It just... Incredibles wasn't like a big part of my life as it was yours.
Okay.
So I just wasn't really into it as much. But I mean, I still watched it. I mean, still enjoyed it. It was a good movie, but
yeah,
that's why it didn't make my list.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought the story copied the first one too much, but it didn't really detract from it that much because just being around those characters again and seeing the family interact with each other is so entertaining. Like the movie is around 2 hours, and I could have seen like another 2 hours of that. Like it's just so funny and fun to watch them all.
Yeah.
And of course with their superpowers and everything, it's just an entertaining movie.
My favorite part was definitely Jack. Him just getting all the powers, and because they teased it at the end of Incredibles, the first one. So it's cool being able to see that character.
I was very glad they expanded upon that, and that just wasn't something that the first one set up and that didn't lead to anything. And I'm also glad the Underminer was in it, and they kind of wrapped up that storyline too.
So they did wrap it up really well.
They did, yeah. And I don't know, maybe we'll see an Incredibles 3 in another 14 years. I hope so.
Hopefully sooner.
Yeah. Number 8. Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay.
This was one of the best action movies I've seen in so long.
It was very good.
And the plot, you never knew what was coming.
It made you really like on the edge of your seat, truly.
Yes, seriously. I never guessed a lot of the twists and things that would come. Like with certain characters, they would turn sides or whatever. Or they'd turn out to be someone else with the masks they always do.
And especially with like franchises that have made a lot of movies, sometimes when they get farther into the franchise, the movies kind of go downhill. This one probably possibly the best movie, if not two. I mean, great Mission Impossible.
Yes, I agree. It's crazy. That's the 6th movie in the franchise, and it's still this incredible. And like you said, it's possibly the best. I don't know if I would say that. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I wouldn't argue.
But yeah.
I also liked how Ethan Hunt's wife came back in the movie. That kind of wrapped up the storyline, the loose thread from 3 and 4. So that was cool.
It was cool.
Let's see here. Number 7. Number 7 is Roma. Did you see Roma?
I did not see Roma.
Okay. Oof. So, this movie was sort of like... I know that Alfonso Cuarón, the director, he basically made the movie out of memories of his childhood. So, like, the scenes that you see in the movie is something that he basically remembered in his childhood and wanted to put to screen. Like, 90% of the scenes are like that, I read.
Wow.
And it feels just like real life, I guess. It's one of those movies that just tries to like, portray someone's life not as some crazy, fantastic thing, but it's just, like, showing life as it is. And, yeah, it follows a woman in Mexico in the 70s. She's a housemaid. She's not rich by any means. she gets pregnant and kind of follows her journey throughout that. The father ditches her. It's a pretty sad story, but also a redemptive story at the end.
Yeah.
And it's also a very beautiful movie too, and it's black and white, which is crazy. So
that one is on Netflix, right?
It is on Netflix. Yeah. So let's see here. My number 6 is Leave No Trace.
Okay.
Which I liked a lot more than Hunter did. I felt that there was so much to think about in that movie. As it was a critique on how like Western society has gone away from a lot of the freedoms we were built upon. It was also showing the balance one needs to find in balancing, oneself while also being around others. Because the main character just wanted to take himself out of society completely, and we need other people around us. We need a balance. We don't need to be around people all the time, but we need to find that balance.
That's something he was not able to do in the movie. They tried, but
right. But yeah, it kind of just shows the struggle a lot of vets have. It also had a cool setting. I liked the entire adventure.
It was
it was
father-daughter. Beautiful scenes in the movie. I mean, a lot of green and stuff.
Yeah, I just liked them. I liked seeing them where they would go. I didn't know what would happen next. You always felt like there was danger at every turn.
You just didn't know what like the big twist was gonna be.
Yeah,
just kind of left you wondering what's gonna happen next.
Yep. So, okay, so that was my 6. So we're gonna do Hunter's 5 through 2.
Okay. So my number 5 was Aquaman.
Really? Aquaman,
yes.
Okay.
It stuck it. I'm a really big action person. I mean, the action in this movie was amazing. I mean, definitely, DC hasn't had a lot of great movies. This one definitely put it on the right track. You know, a lot of good action. The Atlantis, the scenery in of it, the colors, everything like that. That was really good. The story wasn't the best, but I mean, it's hard to hit every single point in a movie. And the story, I mean, it wasn't the worst story in the world, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. So
I completely agree with you pretty much in everything there. The story I thought was extremely bland, but the visuals, that was beautiful. My favorite scene in the movie is when Aquaman and what's the girl's Mera were diving down, and those like, what were those monsters called that were chasing them? Do you remember? They were like a
crawler or I forget.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, those like fish monsters that chased them down through the ocean. That was such a cool scene. That was and everyone in the theater, I feel like, was sort of like, whoa.
Just taking him back. Like, wow.
How are they gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It was sort of like Avatar underwater.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah. So, So, what is your number 4?
So my number 4 is a movie that I know Chase did not like, but that is Black Panther.
I liked Black Panther, just not as much as everyone else did.
That's fair. I mean, it definitely was a little bit overhyped, but I mean, it was still a great movie. I mean, good story. I mean, there was some awesome fight scenes in this. It was just a good origin story, and at this point in the Marvel universe, there's not a lot of origin stories now because a lot of the characters have already been introduced. So it's nice to get a nice, refreshing new movie, new origin story in the Marvel universe.
Okay. I really liked Wakanda. That was my favorite part, was introducing that country. So cool. It was such a cool concept to have sort of like an advanced African society, to like see what that would look like today.
For sure. And I think
that's more advanced than America or any other developed nation.
Sure. And the rest of the world doesn't even know it. Like, they just think it's just another, it's just Africa.
Super cool concept.
And I love Michael B. Jordan. I mean, he's a really good actor. Definitely up and coming. He's getting a lot of big roles, and he did really well in this. So.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3. Yeah, number 3. Number 3 is A Quiet Place.
Okay, A Quiet Place at 3.
Yes, I really love this movie. John Krasinski did a great job directing and also starring in the movie. I mean, you just didn't know what was going to happen at any point. If they made any noises, you're like, okay, they're going to die. Like, wow. and like, just the small details. Like, there's the one scene, believe it's at the beginning of the movie when they're in the convenience store. If you look, like, there's bags of chips that were, like, still there because all the other food was gone. The bag of chips is still there because, I mean, if you eat a bag of chips, I mean,
yeah,
you're going to make a lot of noise.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so just the little things in it I really appreciated. And, I mean, it was a really good ending. I didn't really think that was going to happen. And it left, you know, a cliffhanger to possibly have another one in there, but still left it, you know, at a good spot.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, that was sort of a very inventive movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he did such a good job. Like, I feel like that was a really cool concept, and it could have not been good.
Oh, for sure.
If he didn't direct it so well.
For sure. Because, I mean, in the movie theater, like, I was eating popcorn with my mom. She kept, like, looking at me multiple times because it's literally quiet, like, the whole movie.
Yeah, you can't make
and
a
so,
sound.
like, every little sound you make, everyone hears because it's quiet.
Right.
It's totally different. Like, you know, in the movies, you expect, like, a lot of loud action. That's why you go to the movies, the big screen, and then the surround sound. So, with this, I mean, it's no surround sound at all. Like,
and the scenes where there was, like, fireworks or whatever, you felt like, at least me, I felt so anxious in those scenes because you hadn't heard sound in so long.
Exactly. And you knew that sound was, like, not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Because, like, that means something bad's going to happen. So,
right.
Yeah, I love the movie.
Yeah, great horror movie. One of the best horror movies in recent years, I think.
For sure, for sure.
Yep.
All right, so number 2?
Number 2.
All right, number 2 was Avengers Infinity War.
Number 2! Okay! All right, I thought that was going to be 1.
You know, got to change it up.
I got to say, we have to talk about this
later
on my list.
Oh, okay, so we know what that means. All right, well, obviously Avengers Infinity War was a great movie, but moving on.
Well, that'll be the last movie we talk about.
All right.
So, let's see here. My number 5, that was Upgrade. Did you see Upgrade?
Yeah, I loved Upgrade, yes, for sure.
Oh, man. Upgrade was such a good movie. That was another movie with a big twist I did not see coming.
Mm-hmm. That was a movie.
Amazing action scenes, too.
Oh, for sure.
Great futuristic concepts that I could easily see happening in the next 20 or 30 years or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't see this movie in theaters. Me and my mom were just sitting on the couch. We were just looking for a movie to watch. We saw this. We're like, kind of looks interesting. And we're like, wow, this was awesome. Like, why didn't I see this?
Yeah,
I think it was limited. I think it was limited edition, though.
Yeah, it was. It was limited release, yeah.
So, but, I mean, yeah, great movie. Definitely recommend seeing that one.
Yes, please see Upgrade. Again, one of the best action movies in recent years.
Oh, for sure.
Super great sci-fi movie. It'll make you think a lot about morality. Even.
Oh, for sure.
It's a deep thinking movie with great action.
Yeah, for sure.
So, similarly to that, actually, number 4 is Annihilation. Another sci-fi movie.
Sci-fi had a good year, really.
I agree. And yeah, it makes you think a lot about in that one too.
I remember just watching this, like, what am I watching?
Yes,
like,
I know. I
what
agree.
is happening?
I was so enthralled in it
because you had no idea what was going to happen. Like, sometimes in the movie, you're like, okay, you know, this is probably going to happen, or this is the bad guy. Like, you just didn't know what was happening.
I agree. I assume you've not read the book.
I've not read the book.
I haven't either. Oh, super beautiful movie too.
Oh, for sure. The visuals, again, on this movie. Visuals are really important to a movie sometimes.
Yes.
And it just helps set the mood for the movie. It helps you just kind of, like, sit back and, like, wow, like, this is awesome.
Yep. I think Natalie Portman did a great job. And the ending. That ending scene, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to. But the ending scene is one of the best scenes of, like, all time, I think. I've never seen such a, like, distinct, weird scene like that. And I was, like, freaked out and yet so interested at the same time. Like, I really didn't want to see what was happening, but I couldn't peel my eyes away.
It's just, like, so weird.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was awesome at the same time. Like, after the movie was over, it's like, wow, like, did that just happen?
Yeah. I had never seen a movie like Annihilation. But number 3 is 8th Grade. Did you see 8th Grade?
No.
Okay. It's directed by Bo Burnham. It's his directorial debut. I don't know if you know him. He's like a YouTuber. He did such a great job directing this. It's another one of those movies that just tries to portray life as it is. It's the life of an 8th grader. Okay. In today's society, they obviously grew up with technology. It's the technology generation. They all have social media. They don't really know how to communicate in person very well, but they can all text and everything fine.
Yeah.
So it sort of just shows, like, the struggles that she goes through in her daily life. She feels so anxious, like, all the time. She doesn't really have any friends, but yet she feels so comfortable talking to a camera, kind of like what we are doing right now on her YouTube channel. There's no action scenes in it at all.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a real life movie. And yet, I was so anxious watching it for this girl.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously was like filled with anxiety. Like I didn't even want to watch the screen sometimes because of the social situation she was put in. Which is crazy how Bo Burnham directed it that way
Mm-hmm.
in order to make the viewer feel that anxious for this character. Because you just didn't want something like bad to happen in her life. You know, like to be bullied even more than she already was or whatever. So.
Interesting. You'll have to watch that.
Yes, you will need to watch that. Number 2 is Searching. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Did you see it?
Seen most of it.
You've seen most of it?
We're in a movie theater, so I can go into the movie sometimes. So I didn't see it all.
Oh man, what parts did you see?
I saw most of the ending basically.
Oh come on! Oh man, there's so much set up in the beginning. This was a movie I watched with my friends at my house. I didn't actually catch it in the theater, but as the movie progressed, we progressively got closer and closer to my TV. Like, we got off the couch at one point, and we're just sitting on the ground, like, glued to the screen, like, what is happening? What is going to happen next? This is one of the best mystery movies I've ever seen. And the entire thing was shown, like, on a computer screen. I don't know if you...
Yeah.
So that was a very inventive idea. There were no, like, moving cameras. The viewer watches the movie as if they're watching a computer screen, as the dad is like FaceTiming certain people or Googling people or finding them on Facebook or whatever. Very inventive. There are clues dropped throughout the entire thing about what the ending is, but you don't really pick up on them until the ending.
It all pieces all together.
Yes. It's done so well, and it's such an inventive idea, and it could have gone so wrong, but it didn't. They pulled it off great. Good acting too. So, yeah. Yep, that's my number 2. So, Hunter's number 1.
All right.
And I really don't know what this is going to be, because I thought it was going to be Infinity War. Wait, let me guess. What have you not said? Oh, man. I don't know.
It's not on your list.
And I didn't mention it already?
No, you have not.
It wasn't even an honorable mention for me.
No, I know. I was surprised. Like, I was like, wow, it's our number 1 the same, but it's not, because, you know.
What is it?
Mine was Ready Player One.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, I just love that movie. So I watched it with my grandpa, my dad, and me. So like 3 generations watching this movie. And it's just, we all were able to connect with it. Because there's all kinds of different characters you see. You know, Flashes, you know, Joker, Batman was in it. Chucky was in it.
Forgot about that.
I mean, you saw all kinds of things that were from each generation. And so we were all kind of able to connect with it. And I just really enjoyed the plot of it. And I will say that one of the things that was said to be bad about it was that it's nothing like the book. So I had never read the book. So for me, as just watching the movie, I really enjoyed the movie.
Okay. I thought it was entertaining for sure. But I was nothing that I'd be like, I really need to see that again. But I'm glad that other people enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, I mean,
you're definitely not the only person I've heard say that.
It's my favorite. I got a poster of it. It's my favorite poster I have. It's right above my bed. I mean,
yeah, I remember those posters. That was with the Easter egg.
Yeah,
and Ready Player One. This was a pretty cool design, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love that movie. Definitely recommend watching it if you haven't. It's just a really fun watch.
Yep. So you guys already know what my number 1 is. Infinity War. Yeah. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's my number 2. I mean, it's definitely... It could have been number 1 easily. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit, you know.
Right.
I really loved Ready Player One myself. So.
That's fine. I mean, number 2 is still a really good place.
Yeah.
I really couldn't... Like, a lot of the movies on my list, I was like, okay, I could have that at 4. I could have that at 5, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Infinity War was set. Like, there was nothing that even came close to Infinity War. I don't know how the Russos were able to have all these characters and they had to mess with. You know, like 30-some characters or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they all got screen time. Like, maybe I wish that Captain America might have got more screen time.
Yeah.
But it's such a minor complaint.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
they had to balance so much in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was unreal.
His scenes, it made you appreciate his scenes a lot more. And, you know, want to see him more, but you still was appreciative of the scenes.
And then at the same time, we got the best Marvel villain we've ever seen, in my opinion, Thanos.
No, I mean, it's no opinion. It is, I mean, the best Marvel villain ever.
Yeah. I mean, unreal. They delivered so hardcore.
What, 10 years in the making of this movie?
Yeah.
There's a lot of build-up, a lot of expectations. And when you do that with a movie, sometimes you're just disappointed because you have too high of expectations. But not this movie. I mean...
No, not at all. It exceeded my expectations.
Oh my gosh. It was amazing. And so, I mean...
And I had such high expectations.
For sure.
And it exceeded all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would have guessed the ending. And I'm not going to say it, obviously. But, like, that ending is now iconic. It's going to be iconic for years to come. Like,
and if you haven't seen this movie, I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, seriously. Let's go ahead and watch Infinity War.
Just turn this video off and go watch it.
And the other thing is there is so much payoff in that movie if you'd seen all the other Marvel movies.
I know.
Which I obviously have. I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Yeah. All of them, multiple times.
So,
yeah, and it's just one of the biggest cliffhangers of all time. You're like, when it shuts off, like the movie's over, you're like, why? No. And so, I mean, April 27th, part 2,
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
It's going to be, I mean, it's going to be hard to top Infinity War.
I don't know how they're going to do it.
I hope they do. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's definitely the Russo.
And I actually think that Endgame can either make Infinity War, it'll like change how I feel about Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
It might make me like not like Infinity War as much, or it might make me appreciate it even more. I don't know. It's definitely going to affect it because it does feel sort of like half a movie, even though it is a full movie.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's 2.5 hours, and it feels like half a movie. It feels like I haven't actually seen what happens next.
And after 2.5 hours, I'm like, I can sit here for another 2 hours. Like, don't stop the movie.
It went so fast. It was so well paced.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I had with it was the scene with Thor and Groot and Rocket when he builds his weapon. I feel like that did slow the pace down a little bit. Just a little bit.
I can understand that, but
other than that, though, it was so well paced to make it 2.5 hours feel like nothing. I mean, that's hard to do.
That scene was definitely important for the movie, though.
And it's
building the Thanos killer. I mean, definitely. I mean, it was necessary for the movie.
Yeah, the only weapon that could have killed Thanos.
But I mean, Thor also in this movie was like amazing because I feel like with the first 2 Thors, I mean, yes, he's powerful, but he was never at his full potential by any means.
And he reached that at the end of Ragnarok.
Yeah, correct. And then you're like, okay, we want to see more of this. I mean, amazing Thor.
And it's funny too. The whole movie's so funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It had everything.
The way they're able to change Thor's character, I mean, it did a full 180 from like being this dumb, just big guy to this funny guy that you're like, oh, this guy's awesome, but also super powerful at the same time. Like right on the level of Thanos, basically.
Yes, Thor's one of my favorites now.
For sure.
And of course, the action scenes are amazing. Some of the best superhero fight scenes we've ever seen in film.
I mean, on Wakanda, wow, that was a battle.
Yes, the Battle of Wakanda. So awesome.
But I mean, definitely one of the best.
We get to see Black Panther and Captain America racing. I love that scene so much.
That was awesome, dude. It's gonna be interesting to see how all the characters are able to go from Infinity War to this next movie. I mean, I'm just so excited for this movie, dude.
Yes, I agree.
It's gonna be awesome.
I agree. So, well, I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think 2018 was actually a pretty disappointing year for movies. I think Hunter feels
I would
the
agree.
same.
I mean, the top 10, or you could say maybe top 15, so some of our movies are different. I mean, those were pretty solid movies. They're not bad, but after that, it was a pretty big drop off.
A
lot of disappointments.
There were a lot of disappointments, I think, this year.
So that's a bad thing. But 2019, man, 2019 is gonna be amazing.
I hope 2019 picks it up.
There's so many movies coming out. It's definitely gonna pick it up.
I hope so.
A lot of Disney movies, so we'll see how that goes. A lot of the live actions are coming out next year. I'm not super excited for those myself.
Neither. I don't care at all about that.
But some people are really into that stuff.
Some people like those remakes. I mean, that make a lot of money. So
yeah,
whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a great 2019. I'll be pushing out content throughout the whole year. I don't plan on stopping. So
there'll be plenty of movies to review next year.
There will be plenty of movies to review. That's right. Well, guys, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below on what your favorite movies of 2018 were. Your top 10. I want to hear it.
Top 10. All right, let's do it.
See you for my next review.